Hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Priscilla Bernstein. I'm the Soul Alignment Specialist, and I am here to help you alchemize every area of your life to be in alignment with your soul's desires and to find your soul truth, and ultimately to help you lead yourself back home to your soul. Through everything that I do. If you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so down below, or a session. I have a lot of different types of offerings, but this is going to be Pisces September reading. Hope you guys have had a wonderful beginning of September. Hope you had a good Labor Day, and let's see what is in store for my beautiful Pisces. All right. Let's see, what do my Pisces have to look forward to for this month, please, Spirit? Thank you. We have the World card, upright. Ooh, and this one wanted to come up too. The King of Cups reversed. All right, what is the lesson that my Pisces are learning this month, please, Spirit? What is the lesson or lessons? Because you guys got a lot here. We got the Ace of Coins, the Three of Coins, the Two of Coins, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Cups reversed. So a lot around money and your physical reality, Pisces. Let's see, what is the spiritual guidance? My throat just like clogged up. The Devil card, upright, and the overall energy, please, Spirit. Thank you. We got the Six of Wands reversed, the Ace of Swords upright, and then the Ten of Cups reversed. I'm going to pull some clarifiers now for you, Pisces, and then we will get into your reading. So much has been happening in the collective, and we're about to start Mercury retrograde on the 9th, and there will be a full moon in Pisces, in your sign, on the 10th. So this is going to be a highly emotionally charged time, but it's going to bring about a lot of beautiful new energy. So just know whatever is ending is coming to a close, and what is beginning is starting anew. But ultimately, we are going to be, just don't let this time be electrically charged or emotionally or energetically charged with those highly charged emotions. So do your best to be neutral before you engage with people to have the best outcome and the best, you know, most balanced communication that you can, because that's what Mercury retrograde is all about, is working on our communication, working on how we deliver, how we say things, working within ourselves around what's actually really going on within us, and ultimately understanding more and more about how we relate to other people, how we engage with other people, you know, and how we can clean all of that up in a dynamic way to be more effective communicators, and to be more effective just in our relationships in general. So don't take anything too personally right now, Pisces. All right, I've got all your clarifiers here, so let's get into your reading. So what you have to look forward to, we have the World and then the King of Cups reversed with the Mother of Wands upright. So your world is opening up. Your world is expanding. You're stepping into a new, broader perspective, a new container, if you will. Like, you're stepping into expansion. You're stepping into expansiveness. And everybody in the collective, we're all upgrading. And as you know, if you followed my stuff on Instagram or you follow my cosmic newsletter, what I've been talking about coming into this new paradigm or this new world, the split that's happening. So we're all expanding into this new world. But what is being offered to you, Pisces, is some sort of activation, not only in love, but love for self and you being the king of your own life and not playing the martyr card around relationships, taking ownership of where you're at and what you've created in your reality. And also when you clean that up, this new king comes into the throne, and this could be for a female too, but this is you really honoring all of your heart's desires and being in alignment with that. And right now there's not that alignment, so there's something off here. But we have the Queen of Wands as a clarifier, and the Queen of Wands is really, really protective. She's super nurturing. And we have to think about the wand suit being in relation to the spirit realm, fire. What actions are you taking where you're nurturing your heart and you're nurturing your soul desires? If you haven't been doing that, why haven't you been doing that? What's been holding you back? Is it the way in which you've been thinking about things? Is it a belief system that you have in place? Is it programs or the paradigm that you've been living in? Anything is possible right now. And Spirit's saying the world is opening up to you. There's a world of limitless possibilities. How can you tap in and really feed and nurture your soul desires, your everything that your heart truly wants, and nurture that in a way to where you can become the king of your life. You can become that emperor energy, right? And have all of your heart's desires come into fulfillment. This is going to take some work, Pisces, but let's see what the lessons here that you're learning. So we had the 1, 2, and 3 of coins all back to back. Then we had the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So now you've had the King and Queen of Cups both reversed here. So when we think about the, and the card that came out as the clarifier was the High Priestess in the other deck. So when we think about the Ace, which is the 1 card, the 2 and the 3 of coins, this is you starting out a new ideology, a new relationship with money, with abundance, with how money can come in to your reality. This is Spirit saying your lesson is about not only initiating new ideas around how to make money and how to tap in and bring more abundance into your reality, more alignment in your physical reality, but second, the 2 of coins is all about balance, bringing balance between head and heart, bringing balance between what it is that you desire and the actions that you're taking, having that be cohesive, because that is balancing the analytical mind with your heart, with the heart's desires, what the soul wants, right? With your brain or your logic or your analytics. When you get your heart and your brain into coherence, everything starts to flow a little bit more in your life, as opposed to trying to think everything through or put the blame on somebody else for things not working out in your reality in the way that you had hoped or wanted. And so with the 3 of coins, so you're taking full responsibility here. And then the 3 of coins is all about activating that mind, body, spirit, knowing that it's not all on you, that you can tap into your resources in the spirit realm, that you can tap into the quantum field, that it's you moving beyond your thought of how to do it and knowing or shifting your perspective to a question, coming out of the conclusion of like, this is how it is, and coming into the question of, well, how does it get better than this? How can I expand further? How can I make more money? What else is possible for me? What ideas are floating out there that are meant for me to bring into my reality and birth through me to bring more income into my life, bring more abundance in my life? And remember, abundance or prosperity doesn't even have to deal with money. This can be love, this can be relationships, this can be support, this can be signs and synchronicities, this can be, you know, getting things for free, or getting things for a discount, you know, where the universe has your back. They're looking out for you. But with this, you don't, what Spirit's saying is you need to be deciphering Sorry, I wasn't really holding these up. But you need to be deciphering with this Queen of Swords, but you can't, it needs to be deciphering on what's in alignment with your heart, not what's in alignment with your mind and the way that you think things should go. So ultimately, a lot of times we hold on to an expectation or a conclusion. And when that doesn't get met, we end up suffering. This is why the Buddhists say that the attachment is the what leads to all suffering, and that's just the human existence when we attach to something, right? And so when you're attached to an outcome or you're attached to an expectation, what's happening is you are literally giving your power away to somebody else, saying that it needed to be a certain way, and when it didn't show up like that, that you are going to be angry or upset, or, you know, let whatever those circumstances are affect your peace of mind. And whether that's through grief or anger, or whether that's through strong emotion, you know, whatever it is, that attachment usually leads to some sort of suffering. And I just saw 1111. So whatever you're doing when you're being deciphering, just make sure it's in alignment with your heart's true desire. And if your heart's true desire is to help, then let it be to help and don't expect anything in return. And when you do get something in return, let it be a delightful surprise, right? If you're doing something or choosing something out of alignment with your heart and it's a no to something, honor that. Honor the no, because that is something that you have been, that's been brought up within you as like, no, this doesn't feel good anymore. I don't want it, so I'm going to say no to it. No can be very powerful, just as powerful as yes can be. And you're learning how to trust your instincts and your intuition a little bit more. This card came out sideways, Pisces. You're learning how to really stand in your power, but in a way that is more balanced and in a way that is more in tune with your true self, not in alignment with your ego. So you're learning this kind of push-pull between the ego and the true self, your soul essence. And there's a little bit of like a disharmony there, like a push-pull energy, but you're learning, you're being given experiences, and ultimately people are being brought into your life and bringing experiences to you or interactions that are really helping you to decipher and understand what's that yes and no within you, but doing it from a place of your intuition and your heart's desire, as opposed to your ego and that attachment to the expectation or to that that outcome that you were wanting or hoping for. Okay. And so the spiritual guidance or advice we had was the Devil card. And when the Devil card's never a negative card, okay? This is about wearing a mask or being superficial or tapping into pleasure for the sake of like pleasure in the way that you're indulging too much, okay? And when we're focused on the facade, or we're focused on the surface of something and we're not going any deeper, what happens is things can be hidden from us. We can either be deceiving within our own right, or something can be hidden from us, right? Because we're just scraping the surface. We're just taking in what feels good right now. We're, you know, looking at, you know, just skimming as opposed to going deep, as opposed to the depth and the breadth, you know, and having something more internal, more depth, more communication, more exploration, right? If you just see things on the surface and make a conclusion or a judgment about that, that's can also be this devil energy, you know, where you're creating that judgment or that and when we create judgments, what's happening is the perception creates a contrast within our field. And so that is what creates dissonance, and that's moving us further away from source energy, further away from our soul and our heart's desires, which is in alignment with love and congruency and harmony. So when things feel really bad in your reality and when things feel bad in your body, this is you feeding into that devil energy. This is you feeding into the contrast, into that energy of jumping to a conclusion or being in judgment of somebody. When we look at God or source or universe or spirit or whatever you want to call it, whatever feels comfortable to you, when we look at that, it's an energy of all that is. And when we tap in, when I'm in session with people, when we tap into source energy, it is literally just pure love. Like the amount of warmth that's moving through your heart and that's moving through your body, and the peace that overcomes you in these sessions because we're so tapped in, that is what we are as soul energy. That is what our soul is being broadcast into our body. It's the human experience and the contrast and the denseness of this reality and this, vessel and what's happening in our reality that reflects back to us when we're in and out of resonance. When we're in dissonance, that's when things create friction. That's when you get in fights with people. That is when there is something not right, okay? And so this Seven of Swords is usually something being hidden from you. But what's happening is you're coming out, like Spirit's telling you to come out of this devil energy, come out of the judgment, come out of the contrast, come out of the superficial, and allow yourself to start to go deeper. And the deeper that you go, the more you're going to see what is true and what is not true, what is being hidden or what you've been hiding from yourself. And you're going to get these like flat, like these lightning bolts of insight over the next month throughout September. And through that, the more that you can connect to your heart and to your understanding or empathy and acknowledge that things are out of your control and things can be out of other people's control. And sometimes we are just doing the best that we can, right? And so if somebody's not showing up in a certain way for you, or somebody hasn't delivered in a certain way in which you would like, it's better not to take it personally, to just cut ties and move on, right? And to take responsibility for your creation in that, or for your input in that, because everything that we are thinking, everything that we are outputting and speaking into reality, everything that we are feeding our energy into is creating the reality that we are living, okay? And if you don't like that reality, you have to turn the mirror inward and acknowledge what needs to change. And this can be words, this can be actions, this can be limiting beliefs running in your subconscious mind, this can be what you're doing in your day-to-day life. It can be so many things. It could be a thought process, but what needs to change in your reality for you to go deeper, to stop skimming the surface, stop holding people or yourself in judgment, and go deeper into the heart of things. Where can you uncover the truth, the deeper meaning behind everything? You're going to be getting this month through through the cards and what Spirit's saying as your spiritual guidance. They're going to be like bringing it to you in like lightning bolts. So pay attention to your intuition, pay attention to your heart and your body, what feels good and in alignment brings you peace, and then what the dissonance is, and then when there is dissonance, looking inward first, coming to a neutral place. And if you need to have a conversation with somebody, can you do it after Mercury retro, after the 2nd of October, or is it something that needs to be spoken now? And if it's something that needs to be spoken now, speak from your heart and come from that neutral place first and foremost, so things don't get out of hand and spun out, okay? And so the overall energy you all are navigating is the 6 of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the 6 of Wands is reversed, and the 10 of Cups is reversed. So all of your heart's desires and this clear this passage into more of a a stable foundation with your spirituality and the actions that you're taking in the world are going to take a new point of view, a new way of looking at things, new insight, new perception. You have to change the way you're looking at things, Pisces. As of right now, you're not going to have all of your heart's desires, and you're not going to have that balance in the spiritual life if you don't change the way that you're thinking right now. With that, we had the Judgment card reversed. Remember, it was like taking yourself out of that judgment. Leave that up to God. That's not for you to do. Universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it. And then we had the Father of Wands, and we have the Seven of Wands. So with this is you becoming really clear and shining a light in the dark. Instead of feeding the darkness, be the light in the darkness. Light your flame. Allow yourself to move forward from your heart, from this place of love. Allow yourself, whatever those lightning strikes are, they're going to bring you more in connection with your spiritual self, more in connection with who you are as a soul, and bring you the insight that's needed, bringing you this newfound way of looking at things. The sword suit is all about thought. It's all about air. It's all about the energy of thought and the way that we think about things, our perceptions. So that has to change. A new perception has to happen in order for you to have all of your heart's desires. The Ten of Cups is going to be one of the most auspicious cards in all of the minor arcana, but it's reversed here. So you're not going to have that until you have that shift in perception. And then the Six of Wands is all about bringing yourself back into a state of harmony, into a state of foundational alignment with familial things, with your connection to spirit, with your connection to all that is. Those two things have to happen, or that new perception has to happen in order for you to have that deeper connection. But you will have it eventually. Spirit's working through you, but you have to attune to the light. You have to turn inward to your heart and stop judging. Leave that up to God, spirit, source, the higher ups. It's not for you to worry about or take personally. I know that's easier said than done, but really the more that you can detach and have a healthy sense of detachment around how people show up, the happier and more peaceful your life is going to be, when we don't make everybody else's problems our own problems. And you know, if you need to distance yourself from somebody, then distance yourself from somebody for a little while. But you know, ultimately in the grand scheme of things, you know, everybody's fighting their own battles, and it doesn't do us any good to berate people and make them wrong and judge them. And you know what we're needing now in this time of apocalypse of the world coming, what's seemingly coming to an end, which I feel like is just the old world coming to an end and this new world coming into being. But what seems like so much chaos in the world, the paradigm is shifting and a lot is happening, and we're all feeling this on a very deep level. So the more empathy we can have, the more understanding and forgiveness we can give, and just move on with our lives and try to find peace, whatever that is within you in your life. The more you find that peace within, the better you're going to be moving forward. So the Oracle card, yep, here it is again, divine connection. The Oracle message for you, Pisces, is divine connection. It's time to get really in tune and to start your meditation practice, or get back into it. Get really connected with the divine, with source energy, with your higher self and soul, with your guides and angels, with God or spirit or universe or whatever you want to call it, right? The more in tune you get, the more you acknowledge and understand that we're just small reflections. We're just a perception. We're casting our soul from our oversoul down into this body. So our whole soul isn't even here, but we're being casted out through this vessel, through one lens, right, of our past experience. And, you know, there's multiple dimensions and timelines of reality here, and there's realms we can't see, and there's just so much more than what our naked eyes can see, but we can feel it. When we get really attuned, you can feel that divine connection with all that is. So that is how I and some of these other readers, how we're tuned in, because we've learned how to not only understand what is our frequency and our essence, but to connect to something higher than ourselves, to be a channel or conduit, and then to read energy as well through other people. So the more clean you are and the more connected you are, the more deciphering you can be around what is really meant for you and what is just passing through you. Okay, and so remember, any dissonance in your field is something that first needs to be looked at within. There's a lot of healing being done, generational healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done with the inner child. You know, there's so much here that, you know, hurt people. So if you are feeling like you're lashing out or hurting somebody, look at where you're hurting inside. Look at what has happened to you and what that little version of yourself, that inner child, needed at that time. Give that to that inner child. And as you connect with the divine and you ask for guidance and to be guided and led to whatever this understanding is, to be able to see what has been hidden from you and to go deeper and come out of this, that devil energy, Spirit's going to bring you that. They're going to bring it to you in insights via your dreams, via, you know, hearing a conversation, remembering a memory that you haven't thought of in decades, you know, like all of that stuff comes to the surface. Okay, I'm going to pull a moon card here, and this is going to be the energy you need to carry for the rest of the month that Spirit is offering you. So a card did fall out, but they're not wanting to give another one. So it was protection. You're protected right now, Pisces. Even if you don't feel like it, if you feel like life is kind of spinning out of control, just know that everything's happening for a reason and you are divinely protected. You are like this newborn egg and being flown into this next dimension or reality. But remember, at the beginning, the world is your oyster. Everything's opening up for you right now. You are expanding, you're stepping into something bigger. So allow the universe and the world to bring to you what is meant for you. Start changing those inner things, doing that inner work, doing that healing with your inner self, and going deeper. The deeper you can go, the better. Notice and do maybe a full moon meditation around what's coming up around the full moon between the 9th and 10th. And then remember, we enter into Mercury retro on the 9th. So use your words very wisely and come from a neutral place, okay, Pisces? I hope this was helpful. I'm going to be doing an extended reading. If you want to pop over to my Patreon, this will go on a bit longer. So I'll see you guys over there. But if not, please share this with another Pisces if it was helpful for you. And be sure to watch your rising and moon sign as well to get the full overview of what the whole month has in store for you. All right, Pisces, see you on the extended. Peace.